poetry performance.
Hello, everybody. My name is Alan Pelaez Lopez, and I am a creative writer born in Mexico. And today I'll be reading poems about Black life, migrant life, and what it's like to navigate both of these realities with multiple disabilities. So I want to open with a poem imagining the everyday survival techniques that my undocumented Black community engages to survive trying times. And this piece is titled A Daily Prayer, Surviving the Wake. God wears glow-in-the-dark acrylic nails. Her favorite color is obsidian black. She's lactose intolerant and is tired of femme exploitation. God buys gold hoop earrings at Dollar Tree and ain't afraid to wear eyelash extensions for 2 weeks straight, even if the package reads one time use only. God says hi to everyone the moment she boards public transit. And after she's seated, she speaks loudly into her phone while munching on some Takis. God carries a plastic bag with quarters, pennies, and her passport because she knows most of her followers ain't shit and removal proceedings are always already a possibility. God buys $1 fries, $1 cheeseburgers, and $1 drinks at fast food restaurants because a girl needs to live, and sometimes this is how to survive. God checks her eyebrows on her phone every 2 hours and licks her index finger to realign each hair particle before meeting up with the girls. God walks into Metro PCS every 3 days for water damage services because she's too often weeping onto her phone the deaths of Black girls. God has hired a personal stylist because she don't know no more how to be simultaneously ready for a funeral, a court hearing, a birthday celebration, an anniversary dinner, and the club all in the same day. God has a TikTok account with 19 followers, and it's aight because she follows 794,000 folk, and the all Black femmes, and the 19 that follow her hold her so that she can hold the rest of the world. One of the overarching themes in my work is undocumented migration. I crossed the United States-Mexico border alone at the age of 5 and became disabled after that. And this piece is titled Political Asylum, but she doesn't know she is eligible. The immigrant is tired, wants to cry a well into existence, dreams of promises she can keep. I'll return to my country, see my mother. Today I will be at home to kiss you goodnight. Next week we'll dress in our best jeans and dine at McDonald's. We'll finally try the apple pie. The immigrant is tired of slogans, politicians, and community organizers. She wants a Victoria, maybe two, a morning with no sound, three roses on a vase, and a home that remembers her scent. The immigrant is tired. She takes out a Nokia 3310, dials and struggles to enunciate. I quit. I will pick up my last check in a week. The immigrant is tired. And there is a can of tuna at home, olive oil, an apple, packs of salt from KFC, and half a roll of Ritz crackers. The rest she figures out at noon. She always does. She always had. She, she. This next piece, I'm a little nervous to share in a public space because it's not a poem, it's a journal entry, but I think it's necessary for us to be in communion with one another. And it's titled January 2019. Outside the Adelanto Detention Center, Eniola and I hold each other's sweaty, shaking hands. At the entrance, we look through the catalog and select 6 names. One by one, we are allowed to meet new kin. Most are black. This does not surprise us. We know what it means to be black and migrant and full of imagination in this empire. And Iola and I attempt to share our migration stories with each kin, each relative. We struggle to communicate in Portuguese and Haitian Creole. When we encounter kin who speak Spanish or English, we ask for their consent to receive their stories and to hold their hands. We do not ask why they migrate. We ask if they contacted their families, the names of Facebook profiles to message and inform their kin that they are safe, that they survive. Eventually, we ask about the future, what they'll do when they're liberated from detention, what they might need in order to go back to their countries and live well. All Eniola and I can offer is our stories, blackness, and canteen money. Sometimes we sit there in our silent aliveness, our fugitive stillness. The guards tell us visitation hours are over. And so we return the next day to rehearse the practice of being alive in a treacherous country, outside the hold, outside the hold. And Eniola and I have no language for what we are feeling. How the detention center replaces the plantation, recreates a new plantation geography. There is no end to this poem because the violence is not yet over. And so this gathering between you and I cannot and must not end. As I think about my work as a community organizer of over 10 years with undocumented Black migrants in detention, particularly in solitary confinement, I also think about my own life, and I want to share a poem about what it's like to become disabled after crossing the U.S.-Mexico border. And this is titled "My Apartment is a Collection of Ligaments." My apartment is a collection of ligaments. My digits hang from the bed. Thighs detach from groin, knees float to the ceiling and never come down. Spiral webs grow between each toe. A plastic and metal cane becomes a ligament. as the stool softener, magnesium, 400 milligrams, 800 milligrams, gabapentin, 600 milligrams, 1800 milligrams, 2400 milligrams, 3600 milligrams, oxycontin, clonazepam, Tylenol, duloxetine, America, America, America. When the wheelchair arrives, I cannot bear to look at her. The neighbors worry about every slam, slap, scream as I learn to navigate her. When she and I become one, I am ashamed of whom I used to be, embarrassed by my own potential for kinder independence. My apartment is a collection of ligaments that pour, spill, break, and snap. Oh, my body, my body, my body. Please be more unruly than I ever was. I pledge allegiance to remember each nerve, to find the ligaments, and finally call them home. And now I want to backtrack to my life before crossing the US-Mexico border. This is titled, If There Was Another Name for Loneliness, It'd Be Country. Abuela Inés, who was the last person to tell you that they loved you? Do you remember what they looked like? I try to remember your face, but each attempt feels like a failure. I took a photo of you and printed it in Oakland. I vaguely remember your voice. We talked twice after I migrated north. There is one memory. It's kindergarten. I passed by your house. You hand me 2 pesos. Do you remember why? Writing to you feels forbidden. Are you open to making new memories with me? Can we start today? Abuela Inés, do you remember your first laugh? If you can't, are you willing to sit in the silent memory with me? I burnt the living room rug once, placed the iron right on top of the rug, and walked away. The smell of smoke made me run back to the iron. I was 16. I laugh about it now, but I was terrified then. Was there anyone in your family who made you laugh the most? Be honest. Who in the village had the most annoying laugh? The most frightening one? The loudest? Do you still laugh today? Abuela Inés, how did you love? Did you love out loud? Did you love through cooking, dancing, kissing? I ask because I am yearning, love. Have I jumped too far into the speculative? Were you aromantic, asexual, maybe still trying to figure it out? What kind of care are you willing to accept today? Is it silly that when I walk around the village, I stare into the eyes of elders and imagine them having a crush on you? Abuela Inés, I feel a loneliness inside of me. It always starts at my legs. There are mornings where I feel as if I place my legs in an ice bath. This is not about disability, abuela. This is about migration and what it does to families. When I left, did it change you? I was too young to leave. No one should have left the village. There is a lonely country inside of me, abuela. Do you have any advice? And to end, I just want to share a poem I wrote many years ago when I couldn't really hold the weight of being Black, undocumented, and disabled in the United States. And this is titled On the Occasion That I Die Before I'm 30. On the occasion that I die before I'm 30, go through all my photos and release the nudes. Search the notes section of my phone and click on addresses. The third one from the top, go there with a dozen spoiled eggs and aim for the second balcony. Throw 8 eggs and throw the others at the remaining balconies to avoid suspicion. Tell everyone that the first time I made love to a happy trail, I was 17 in a cemetery. Ask my mama to adorn me in her pearl necklace. She'll know which one. Tell all my exes I never stopped loving their trifling asses. But don't you dare invite them to any celebrations. Walk through the richest neighborhood you can find and steal their potted plants. Bring them out to the service and gift them to all the guests. The dress code for 15 days following my funeral will be lace. Anyone who doesn't follow through never learned how to love me. Serve sour gummy bears, Kit Kats, and hot Cheetos as the appetizer, pork belly and pineapple skewers as the main dish, and red velvet cheesecake for dessert. I want Ivy Queen's Quiero Bailar as the opening prayer. If you must start a GoFundMe, only allow it to be to Book City Girls as the main entertainment. I want him for 3 days in a row. In the closing remarks, there must be no mention of my migration or bravery. If anyone reads poetry, let it only be an ode to green tea donuts. When they finally decide to put away my body, spray rose water on my corpse. Pick up the oldest bottle of mezcal you can find and place it inside my casket. On the occasion that I die, before I'm 30, remember that I was more than papers. Remember that I was more than gender. Remember that I was more than flesh. On the occasion that I die before I'm 30, call me a lover. Call me that fucking hoe. Call me a dancer. Call me yours. Call me yours. Call me yours. Thank you so much for joining me today and witnessing these poems.